what's this podcast going to be about? Just a bullshit? Is there any kind of rhyme or reason? Like, I want to do it to spread hope of genital warts around the world.
What?
Yeah, not awareness. Hope that you'll get it and that it's going to hurt.
Which, remember that fucking that movie? Or Let's Be Cops is what it's called, and they're trying to be cops, and then the one dude, his like only job was that he was in a fucking commercial where they're like, I have, and then he was the guy to turn around and be like, genital herpes. It was like a commercial for like some sort of medicine or something.
Yeah, it was genital herpes. It was just, I like how he turned around to genital herpes. It was fucking funny. That was a funny movie, man. I like that movie.
Your camera fucking sucks though.
Yeah, this phone fucking sucks. Sucks ass. Sucks completely.
I got a new phone through Straight Talk. They have like this, like you could buy phones on like payments and shit. You should look into it. I actually got approved for it, and I have terrible credit, so they must just give it to everybody.
It's not about credit though. The only reason I got Straight Talk is so I don't have no commitment on a contract. If I don't want to pay my bill that month, I'm not going to pay it, and it's just going to be off. Like no penalty on me, no penalty on them. And besides, I like porn really fucks up your phone, so I'd rather use a burner for that shit.
You gotta get it, like you gotta buy like a separate fucking tablet, and then like make sure nobody knows about it, so that way they'll never know that's your porn tablet.
Nah, God, man, I sound like a fucking creep, but like I did have that. I had like an old ass phone that I just specifically used for porn while I kept my other phone like virus free. It was a real grungy birthday. The screen was cracked in it and shit. It was just like, this is just for dirty business. I'm about to if you see me walking around with a broken phone, I'm about to do some dark shit with it.
If you ever see a cracked screen phone in my hand, you know it's on.
I'm gonna have some cracked morals in that one. I'll do some morality with this one.
Dude, I never feel guilty after I masturbate. That's like some weird like Christian thing or something. Like,
I felt when I was younger, I felt the shame of masturbating, and then like right after you're done with the act, it was just like it was just like, oh no, I shouldn't have done this. But then it started being like fucking that Rick and Morty episode with the demons. How it's just like, oh, this feels bad, but it's good because it's
bad. I feel embarrassed, which makes me feel proud. That's so true. As a kid,
well, for a while.
What?
For a while there, when if we're gonna go into this masturbation topic, I'm gonna.
Why not start our first episode doing it together? Let's just talk about masturbation. That's on the table.
Well, this is pretty funny though, because like I'm sure I told you this before, but like when I was younger, and I was fucking just starting that masturbation shit, figuring it
out. Don't make it sound like a drug. I was starting to do that. What did they call it on the streets? Masturbation. What the fuck?
I was starting to discover and jerking it. Just jerking it. I would never come though. I'd never do it because for some reason I thought I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, it's gonna explode like a fucking clogged up fucking exhaust pipe, or little Dick was gonna come out with spears and shit, going, "You broke the rules! Cut off me dick!" I had no idea what was gonna happen, so pretty much I was blue balling myself for like a couple of years of my first masturbation stage. I was just blue balling myself.
Oh, that's a good topic to get into. Blue balls and its existence. I think it's a very hot topic. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, very controversial. People believe that Like, is it real? Do they really turn blue, or like what is the affliction of blue balls? And you know what? I'm here to give the word out. I'm gonna here to post post on this fucking. But I never dude say like, oh dude, it hurts. It hurts when I get hard, and then like if your chick just doesn't want it, it's like what? Like, why does it hurt so much? Is your dick a werewolf? Like, why does it need to rip itself to transform? Why does it hurt to go back into the shell? Like, I don't
Well,
understand.
that's
I don't
like
understand. I know my balls never hurt.
that's like the well that's I think that's like one of the main arguments for on the like the anti blue ball side is like it's like a like you know some people believe that it's just like it's made up clearly to get the your partner to feel bad for you so that way your partner will give in to having sex with you, you know.
Is that what they call them, blue? Oh, baby, don't give me blue balls. Look, they're blue. They can't breathe. They can't breathe. You gotta
Yeah.
blow them. You gotta blow. Pull your mouth. Give it some life real quick, baby. Like, what the...
But I will speak to the pro blue ball side because it doesn't happen every time, obviously, but I have experienced times where like it doesn't hurt, but like your balls do kind of feel like they're telling you like fucking release me, you know? You know, it's like it's never felt painful, but I've had my balls feel like they're like fucking gotta come, you know? You know, like so I do
Oh yeah,
think that there is
technically,
something there. I don't think it is like something that's like a legit medical condition that causes you know, pain, but I do think there is something that's like, man,
yeah.
I need to
And no dude's
jizz.
going, oh, my blue balls! Jenny, you bitch! Oh, fuck! Like, but it is kind of like, cum is like people. They're like, so it's like, right when you're like, it's like you're about to let a bunch of people into a club and shit, and then all of a sudden the bouncer just closes the line, and everyone's just like pushing against the line and shit. It's just like, well, we can't go. What's happening?
Do you know who
I
I
swore
am?
I was on the list yesterday. Like, I don't understand.
Do you know who my friends are?
I'm gonna call my dad.
You have no idea
You
what you're
know, people
dealing
aren't
with.
fucking around when they say daddy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you such fun kid. I'm gonna call him daddy. Wait till daddy finds out about this. Every time some dude says daddy to me, I always end up going like, whoa, 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 man, let's fuck this out first for a minute.
If the last time a dude
But
called you daddy, it was your sexual partner.
I wouldn't mind it though.
Did you ever have moving past that? Did you ever did you ever have time to kind of think of a name because like I kind of stalled out.
Name for this shit?
Yeah.
Um, DS, dude speak. I don't know.
That's stupid. I don't like that at all.
Non-stop fuckery, NSF.
No, I don't like that one either.
Pool Bros. No, never
What
mind.
the fuck?
Now I'm just going into porn titles.
Yeah, that's I was supposed to say that sounds like a porn. We need better fucking your audio
Two
is
brothers,
terrible though.
one mic.
Well, right now we need to in the future though, you need a mic.
In the future, you need to tell me what I don't need, alright?
No, you definitely need a
No,
mic. Your audio is coming in like shit.
oh, so sorry. So sorry.
Don't
But,
do that.
yeah, I'm gonna microphone once in a while. Yeah, sorry for the microaggression. My bad.
It's all right. We forgive you.
No, I think a name would be like, let me think here. Let me think. Podcast. Cast iron skillet. Skillets with food. This or that.
That's a long ass name.
This or that?
Oh no, I was talking about the whole thing that you said: podcast, cast iron,
I
skillet,
was just
skillet with food.
snowballing. Like, I was just getting my brain working, getting it going.
I was like, holy shit, that's a long ass title. I don't want to fucking write that out.
Fucking this and that. We're talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I want to say, what about broadcast? But that's probably already taken, and that's kind of dumb. I don't like that either.
Yeah, do we have rings to go along with this? Like, superpowers? Broadcast. Form of something stupid. Or, we don't have to go to the bro thing because no one needs to know. Yeah, we're brothers and we talk. Like
What should we call this show? Talking Brothers, Brothers Who Talk, Talking
two
Over
brothers.
Zoom
You
Brothers.
can't call it two brothers.
It's just called Two Brothers.
Fucking, or bro gossip.
Go fuck yourself.
Anything I put bro in front of is just gonna sound fucking fratty and stupid.
Yeah. Like, whoa, bro. We're the bros who
Bro.
talk.
Bro. um,
So, what is the hot goss? What's going on in your life?
oh, nothing. Just fucking ranch work, moving a bunch of cows, and shipping, fucking coming up close in like 5 days. Yeah, it'll be fun. These stupid fucking cows, just moving them. They're dumb. They're dumb, but they're also smart. But they're dumb at the same time. They're smart.
That makes perfect sense.
They're a lot like I just look at them as walking hamburgers, and then it makes me feel better.
Yeah, fuck. I guess that kind of they are like walking hamburgers, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking McDoubles and Big Macs all over this field just walking.
God damn, you couldn't say Whopper or Baconator. You had to do 2 McDonald's fucking hamburgers.
I did do 2 McDonald's things. I did Whopper or something. But you know what? Burger King's kind of full of themselves. Wendy can go fuck herself. And Zips? Said enough.
That you like that place?
I don't like Zips, no. Some Zips I like, but some of them are kind of like... I saw the workers crying in the window of like the store and shit, and no one was answering the speaker. So I'm like, they're crying so they can talk. They can get my fucking order. Like, it's so non-sympathetic to what was going on. I just left, and then I saw on the a little news ad, on this little news app that I get. I was like, Zip Trip closed for the day for tragic circumstances, and then I was just like, pass. I didn't even click on it, even though I kind of was there.
What the fuck happened, I wonder? Did somebody fucking stick their head in a fryer or something? Like,
man, what a suicide. That's the way to go. I quit my job and I quit this life.
what if you were like super casual about it and you just like looked at the person next to you and was just like, well, see you later.
As if he plans on like theater. I would go for something else. Talk about a waffle face. Later, just fucking just do so stupid. Or I would throw oil at someone, and they go, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" And then I just put my head in the fryer, and they're just like, "All right, I guess we're even."
Wow, he was able to even the score for himself. I don't understand. Yeah, that is
that's interesting way to go.
Do you remember how the Zips that in the town that we grew up in? Because I don't know if Zips is like fucking nationwide. I think it's maybe only in eastern Washington and northern Idaho. But that Zips that we were in fucking in northern Idaho, it just had a motorcycle like mounted in the middle of the lobby, and like
Yeah,
I've always
yeah,
thought that
I
didn't make
remember
any
that.
sense because like what are
So
they?
where's that thing going? Just there.
Yeah,
We just
like,
never zip on past. I don't understand.
yeah, like it's just like there. It had like the theme was like like I guess it was like an old school kind of like like '50s
The
type
theme was
burger
like
joint.
Greece with AIDS. Like this.
What
The theme was like Greece with AIDS. Like that was just,
with AIDS?
yeah, because it was just dingy and gross. I remember the place being truly awful. Like I watched my manager grab a. She just threw hot wings in the trash can, and then she needed an order of hot, not wings, onion rings. She had hot onion rings in a trash can, and she needed an order of them, so she just took it out of the trash can, put it on a tray, and gave it to the people. And I was like, fuck both you guys. Like so this is like my first job, and even my first job, I was just like, that doesn't look right to me.
Dude, that was my first job too. I didn't realize that we both share the same first job.
Yeah, we both worked in the same small, shitty village.
Yeah.
I'm in fucking Antarctica. Yeah, our neighbors were penguins. So fucking,
But
but no, that place was truly awful. But I just always laughed at this. We had a kid in our class. He was in your grade, I think, because I was a grade lower than you guys. But he would always order the family meal and eat it to himself in his car. And the family meal was like 10 burgers, 2 large buckets of fries, and maybe
I
like
thought it
10
was
cheeseburgers.
nah, it was 5 burgers and a bucket of fries. But either way, that's a lot of fucking food for one person.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of food for one person, and I was just
Because I mean,
and everything.
but he is a family of one. So,
That dude had a gut. I
well, I'm saying
was like,
even
yep.
one person is a family. You could be a single person and be
Are you Disneying me right now, bro?
what?
Are you Disneying me right now?
Yeah, they
You
offered
doing
me a
business
lot of
with me?
money.
It's just one member, and that's all it takes to have a family. That's all it takes to love each other. No, no, it takes more than one person to have a family. You fuck. Like I don't understand how that was. Oh, want to be my family? Well, you just have. It's me. It's only me. Like,
Yeah, like when people casually ask, like, "So hey, you got any family?" And he's like, "Me, myself, and my uncle I." Okay, that's all I got.
look at this pretentious dick. I'm the patriarch of my family because I'm my family. Me. I am.
It's only one, so I got in by default.
I'm sure orphans out there somewhere are just like, you assholes. One person can be a family. You fuck. Kill yourself. No, joking.
Whoa. Too much, too much.
Hey man, orphans don't have it that bad. We're all orphans in this world.
We're we're all orphans amongst the stars. Write it down. I don't give a shit. what do you? What were you trying to be like a fucking all deep and shit philosopher or something?
Yeah, trying to do an Alan Watts thing, but it didn't work out.
I was talking about that dude, or I wasn't. A dude I work with. One of my coworkers was talking about him today, and I don't really understand who he is fully.
He was just a philosopher in like the 70s or 60s or whatever, and he just talked about shit for hours. Some of the shit, I mean, a lot of shit they says I'm too dumb to understand because he'll be talking about something and then he'll be like, and as the so and so said about the so and so, and everyone in the class that he's doing this starts to laugh, and I'm like, I'm too dumb to know why that's funny. Like, but it was just a topical thing, but like,
You're like, could you possibly for the next joke make it like a fart joke or a dick joke or a pussy joke? That I
no,
understand.
I used to listen to him a little bit. He's interesting, like he was saying about like falling in love. You say it's like they never say rising into love because there's the idea of the fall, and for some reason that piques people's interest, and that's why that phrase is used like that. And he said he's like, but anything you do is in an act of faith. He's like, you always walk. every time you take a step, you always walk in an act of faith because you don't know if the ground's gonna fall beneath you. So it's like he says shit like that, like deep shit like that.
Yeah, that is pretty deep.
But again, dumb person trying to quote a really smart philosopher dude. So I'm not really doing it of like all I really said was you walk on the ground and it don't fall like this. what he says in a very smarter like philosophical way, and his facial game is on point. I like Alan Watson. I listen to him when I want to go to sleep because he's boring as fuck. You ever heard about Alex Jones lately?
No. Did he do something crazy or something?
Yeah, he killed his dog because he thought that the government was using his eyes to watch him.
Oh, that's sad. You just
No,
make
it's
that
very
up?
ready to
All right.
I made it up.
That's so fucking crazy that I believed you for a second until you paused, and then I could tell you had nowhere to go from there. So I was like, he probably made it up.
I see the shutters in its pupils. There's a government and an agency. What am I doing here?
You see, the elitists left. They captured my dog.
They put him on an island so he can fuck my dog.
That was actually a pretty good Alex Jones impression. Do it again.
Nah, it's past now.
Right.
For my next impression.
Dude, I was watching Kill Tony. I don't remember what episode it was, but there's a dude
when are
on.
they actually going to kill him, though? That should be the final episode. They literally kill Tony live on stage.
Yeah, that would be a pretty fucking dramatic end. But there's a dude on there that did a Ben Shapiro impression, and it was like it fucking killed. Like he did it so good. I don't remember what episode it was, but you should try to look it up because it was really funny.
Ben Shapiro. Transgenders. It's self-mutilation, okay? That's all it is. That's all it is. That's like, anything tell me that it is, that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. It wasn't good as the dude that was on Kill Tony, but that wasn't bad. You probably do a better Alex Jones, though, so. So was there nothing new about Alex Jones at all, or that you just really just made
I
that?
just brought to bring him up just to make up that shit.
God damn
I
it.
haven't heard anything about Alex Jones. I just know he's still fucking crazy. Like, he's weird. He's crazy, but like not crazy enough to be of danger to anyone. Just a little bit off his rocker to where you can just point and laugh, and it's all good fun.
I liked it in the beginning of the early days of the pandemic, and he was like, he was like trending because he on his show he was talking about like, because you know how people were buying shit up and like the food the food was kind of starting to become a shortage, and you know like the manufacturing couldn't keep up and all that other shit.
Yeah, that's when everyone was buying toilet paper and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was gonna save them from the apocalypse. I love that idea. I love how stupid people are. Like, the world is ending. We need all the 2-ply toilet paper we can get. Like,
we have to be able to wipe our ass for an extended period of time.
When we run out of food, that way when we run out of food, we can eat the toilet paper, and then the toilet paper wipes itself out when it comes out.
Efficient. There's no reason to not be efficient in an apocalypse. But Alex Jones, he was saying, he's like, I will eat my neighbors. I will eat them. I will eat their asses.
I'll turn their biceps into minestrone.
He really was saying that shit. He was like, I will eat my neighbors. I will eat them. He's like, I'm sorry, but I'll do it. I was like, I fucking believe you, bro. I fucking really, if I was your neighbor, I'd move out the fucking next day I saw this shit.
Yeah, I ain't accepting your fucking casserole next day. Like,
he's gonna reach out to his neighbors. Would you like to come to a dinner party this next week? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I could be the fucking dinner. I could be the fucking main course. No, fuck you.
Yeah, if he shows up knocking on your door a day after the apocalypse, fucking just shoot the door.
He's got a bib around his neck and like a big ass fork and a big ass knife.
I was thinking spaghetti for dinner. Didn't he say something about like the Sandy Hook massacre or whatever wasn't real? Wasn't that like I remember he got a lot of trouble for saying that all those little kids that died were all paid actors that just really, really like
Well, I
went for
don't
them.
think he believes that any of the kids died. I think he didn't think that it like happened. Like he thinks it was like a setup by the government to like I don't know. I don't really understand what the point of it was. I think it was like to uh make guns look bad, you know? But something along that line like the government did it just to I don't know. I don't know. That's what he thinks. But yeah, he thinks all the parents and shit are like actors and nobody actually died and shit and
Yeah, it's hilarious that he thinks the government's like that smart and complex to make a plan like that.
or not the government, but whatever the powers that be or whatever the fuck the you know, whoever.
Whoever it is, all I'm getting at is nobody on Earth is that smart to pull up a plan where you use fake dead kids just to win an argument in
Just to win.
in like a
Yeah.
gun control fucking argument.
Yeah. That is kind of extreme just for the sake of a fucking stupid political topic. But
Can you imagine that guy? Well, I got the best way to get people in on no guns. We kill kids. Hear me out. Hear me out. They're not really dead. Okay. Okay.
and then we hire actors to be their parents and act like they're sad for months to years, however long it takes for people to forget. But yeah, I don't
I
know.
think you're underestimating how fast it takes people to forget. Fucking just keep up your emotions for a day, and then something else will happen, and then everyone will be talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, just recently, did you hear about that chick that they found her body and the boyfriend definitely did it?
Oh yeah, because the boyfriend like completely. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking about Berry Beach, where he got, where in Montana that fucking murderer got let out because people were almost like,
Oh no, no,
"This is wrong."
that was a
What?
while ago. Yeah, no, this one was just
Yes,
recently
but I'm
happened.
thinking of that because his girl died, and then he immediately ran to Florida, and then came back and got arrested, and then eventually Bullock gave him clemency because he's an idiot.
All right. But no, I'm talking about I forget the name because I'm not good at remembering shit like that, but it was a couple that they were like on a road trip and then the dude came back to his home wherever the fuck. I think he like lives in Florida or something. And came back to his home and like didn't report the girl missing or anything, but just came back without her to the point to where the family was like, "Hey, where the fuck is our daughter?" Like, and then like I guess he just wasn't saying
He
anything
was
or
like,
doing it.
he was like, oh, he looked back. She was right behind me, like
Well,
300 miles ago. I don't
was
know.
she not here the whole time? I don't understand. I thought she was. I could have swore she was in the kitchen making me a sandwich. But yeah, he fucking goes all the way back home, doesn't say anything, and then the police they were looking for her because she was missing, and then they found her body in somewhere in Wyoming. I don't know exactly where, but they found her body and was like, hey, yeah, this is her. Like this is definitely her. They haven't released any details like how she died or anything, but it was definitely a homicide. Like they ruled it a homicide, and
I never
and then
understood
he
that. We're not going to tell you anything about the crime scene, but it's a homicide.
yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why
We're
they
not
do
going to give
that.
anything about the crime scene, but we do know this. Like it's just
I think it has to do with like the court bullshit because like if people know what happened, then they'll just assume and you know and be like, oh, he's guilty. Whereas like you're supposed to wait, I guess, until the jury decides that, you know. So maybe it's like I don't know, it's some sort of fucking legal bullshit. That's why they can't tell you.
because we all know that it's the bad timing of information that keep people from like going guilty till proven innocent.
Yeah.
But that's the sole problem is the timing of information. Now I think people just jump to the worst shit and just go like, yeah, you did it. Like they're like, where's the evidence? Well, that the news told me what he did.
Yeah. Well, he fucking I mean, if he comes back, doesn't report the body, and then when the police found the body and then came to arrest him, he fucking took off. So like they're like trying to
Yeah,
find him because like he
yeah,
like
but what if he was like fucking what if they like just got into an argument and broke up and he was just like, not my problem. Like,
no, because if they found the body and they said it's a homicide, then there's something there that for sure means that like like they have evidence that she was physically harmed
you
by
know what that means?
somebody rather than just
That means like
accidentally dying.
yeah, that tells me like her fucking skull was caving in or something.
Some it
Like
had to be
they're
like
like
or
it's
strangled
homicide. Like,
or like strangle marks or something or like fucking I was talking about it at work with my coworkers, and one of the dudes was saying like it could, he could have like burned her too. He could have like threw her in a campfire, to try to get rid of the bot.
okay, watch that dude for sure. Keep an eye on him once in a while.
What?
He's like, yeah, you should.
Oh,
That
that
dude
dude.
is like, they could have burned her. They could have just burned all her ashes. Everything in the body burns down to ash.
They
Becomes
say
nothing but fertilizer.
burning is the
Like, who the
purest
fuck?
form. Burning is the purest form of energy.
This is how I compost, you guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's crazy because like I saw this thing on Facebook that somebody posted, and it was like saying how like like whenever something bad happens to a white woman, a young white woman, it's always like, oh my god, national news, where is she? Everybody find. But like Native American women get taken like all the time and killed and shit, and nobody's like, they're just like, we don't really care about them, like it's
Yeah,
just
that's a big problem. And whenever somebody brings it up, it's always some asshole going, "Well, they're Indians." Like, it's like it's still people, man. They're not being. I saw a cool thing, a little thing on Facebook where it's like it's one of those caricature cartoon little I don't know what they call them, but
a
a
character
picture of a
cartoon.
white girl. There's a white girl and an Indian girl holding up a poster that says like she is missing, and then the white girl had a bunch of like news reporter like microphones all around her, while the Indian girl's just off in the distance going like.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
good,
I
but
think I think I seen the similar thing because that's what it was. It was like a white person that had news reporters all around and TV and cameras and all that shit. But I mean, I don't know.
speaking of natives though, Reservation Dogs is a hell of a good show. I like that
Oh, have
show.
you been watching it?
See, I don't watch it chronologically. I just watch it whenever Jazz is watching it, and like I watch like probably watch like 4 episodes amongst all of them, and I fucking still like it. I don't know about the story or anything, but I just like all like the side characters and shit, like the
Have you
spirit dude.
seen the episode with Bill Burr?
Oh yeah, he grabs a gun out of his car to like, and just like, what are you doing? He's like, you'll be fine. He's like, you'll be. You just grab the gun. It's like, and then he like shoots the guy in the leg, and then he's just like,
Yeah.
I'm looking for my daughter, man, but I'm going fucking crazy. I just shot a fucking guy in the leg. Like,
Yeah.
like
And also, Bobby Lee was the doctor.
fucking that was, I laughed my ass off on that part where he's like, take care of your eyes. Indian people's eyes just fall out.
Yeah, he's like sometimes their eyes just
He's
fall
like
out.
Asian people do. And he's like, I want to go back home, and he's just like, to China. He's like, no, to San Diego, you fuck. Like,
And he's like, and I'm Korean.
he's
I'm
like,
not
"And I'm
Chinese.
Korean."
Yeah.
That was a hell of a funny scene, but
I
Bill
like
Burr did a good
I like
job on
that they
that
throw
one.
that in there because that is like it's like a running joke on their podcast too, Bad Friends, is that like they always say like, like, oh, any Asian, like Chinese, Japanese, but he's like, I'm fucking Korean. Like,
You're
because
Korean,
like
you fuck.
to Americans it's all the same. It's like it's just Chinese.
He's like, you're Chinese.
Do you remember the part on the Reservation Dogs where he's like he's giving the girl the exam and like she has like problems with her stomach, and he was like, "What have you been eating?" And he's like these chips, and he was like, "How many
Oh
do you
yeah.
eat a day?" And she was like, "1," and he was like, "Be honest," and she was like, 14, and he was like, "Holy fuck." He's like, "I'm
I'm sorry
sorry."
for cussing. That's a lot amount of chips.
Yeah. "I'm sorry for being unprofessional, but that's way too fucking many." he's like, "Don't eat that many."
I like, I like that. You watch that episode where the old man, there's a tornado coming, and the police pulls over this old dude, the
Oh
uncle,
yeah, the uncle.
stole a lawnmower, and he's like, you're off your jurisdiction around it. This is a reservation. like you're not gonna. And he just looks at me and goes, "I'm a fucking reservational officer, you fucking shit ass."
Yeah, I'm
He's
fucking
like, "Fine,
tribal.
traitor,
I'm a tribal
traitor,
cop, shit
popo,
ass.
black heart." like you just like fucking it, and starts hailing, and he goes, "All right, go put that back in the dealership, and then fucking go home." And he's just like, "Well, if you have an axe, I can stop the tornado." And he's just like, "You lucky I don't arrest you, fucking shit ass." Like,
That's
and then
the.
he's
I
fucking
think that
out
was
there.
the fucking the last episode.
Yeah, he's fucking out there on top of his roof doing it, and then like he gets knocked down, and then he wakes up, and then his whole fucking axe is disintegrated, and then fucking the dude comes out, and goes, "Oh," he's like, "Ha," he's like, "Fucking brisk out here." He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "We heard your prayers, so we all came over and turned the tornado the other way." He's like, "But there's two options for in return for that. There's either they take off your clothes or your life." And you're scared that it's like, "Oh, serious?" And he goes, "But I thought you liked the other option and the other choice a bit better, so we took your clothes."
Yeah, the fucking spirit dude is fucking hilarious.
He's fucking funny, man. He's fucking, it's fucking hilarious. And he's not even like a popular figure. He's just like some Indian dude that just got crushed by his own horse.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's a pretty. I like that's. I hope they get another season, and I hope it gets renewed
Man,
for a
how
second season.
non-sympathetic are we? We started this with like an awareness thing of like, you know, you know, Indian women are always missing and no one looks for anything, but if it's a white woman, that's fucked up. But they got some pretty good shows out right now. It's fucking
Well, there really isn't any show like a lot of shows and TV about Native Americans is always like something that takes place in like the past, like in the fucking 19th century, and it's like like we fucking don't really get to see how it is in like the modern times, and especially it being like a comedy instead of like kind of a sad thing. I mean, there are kind of sad parts in the show because it does, like they all have their own problems. Like the one dude's dad is kind of a piece of shit, and he's raised by his mom alone, and then the other chick's mom like died when she was like really young, and she just lives with her grandma. So it's like there's a lot of sadness in it, but it's also a really fucking funny show because they say some funny shit,
it's
and
some funny shit
the
sometimes, man.
the way they say
Fucking
it too,
hilarious.
and like their slang, like the way they talk is like,
Scoden.
huh?
Scoden.
Yeah, yeah, like that shit. They're like Skoden. And then fucking just like the shit that they say, I don't know. The funniest part that cracked me up though is when they go see the uncle for the first time and he's like digging up his weed or whatever. And then he goes inside and he's like talking to them about like, yeah, I just live off the land and I don't ever go to town. And he's like, I just, I live off the land. And then like the camera cuts around to like his living room and there's a fuckload of Sonic cups and like trash from Sonic. And then the chick's like, seems like you go to Sonic a lot. That shit got me
Yeah,
so
man,
hardcore.
bullshit.
She's like, it looks like you go to Sonic a lot. It's a good fucking show though. I think it was one of the funniest shows I've watched. Oh, you know what's really fucking funny? I don't know if you'd like it though, but me and Emily binge watched it. It's called What We Do in the Shadows. And
Yeah, that's just pretty funny. I haven't watched the series yet, but I watched the Johnny Depp movie.
there is no such movie.
There's a Johnny Depp movie of him that's called What We Do in the Shadows, and he's like a vampire and shit.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck? No, I'm talking about this is different. It has nothing. I might be there might be another movie called that, but the one I'm talking about, it is a movie, but it's also a show. The movie is, like he actually is the fucking producer on Reservation Dogs is Taika Waititi. He did Thor Ragnarok.
Is he also from Wakanda? What the fuck? Kind of name?
No, he's New Zealand or fucking something. He's from like New Zealand or some shit. But he fucking directed a movie about vampires in modern day New Zealand that was like really funny. It's like a comedy. And then that came out in like 2015 or something, but then they did a show a few years ago with the same title, What We Do in the Shadows. And it's got a different cast, and it also takes place in Staten Island instead of New Zealand. So like it's
I
like a
gotta look
different
this
group
up.
of vampires.
Yeah, I gotta look this up because now you're having me doubting it. But what you described is what the movie was about with Johnny Depp in it. Like, it
No,
was,
I've seen that one too.
oh, okay,
I don't think that's
got any? You got a nice little background and shit, playing some swords, whatever.
I mean, it's just my house. It's just my living room.
I'm in my fucking room, my bedroom.
The one you're talking about is called Dark Shadows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's just the only one that's a vampire.
Yeah, no, this one
He's
and
with his family.
it's there's a lot of fucking vampire shit out there, but this one, the one I'm talking about is like really fucking funny. Especially the show.
Really?
The movie was funny
Is it on
too, but
Hulu or?
yeah, the show is on Hulu. The movie you could watch it on like Prime and shit if you rent it, or you could buy it if you want. But yeah, we rented it on Prime and watched it, and then we were like, let's watch the show because we wanted to watch the show, but Emily was like, oh, you should watch the movie first because Emily already watched the movie, and she was like, it's hilarious. You should watch the movie, and then we'll watch the show. So we ended up watching both. But I think the show's funnier just because like the group of vampires in that show, there's one. The main one is named Nandor, and he was like a soldier in the Ottoman Empire, and like so like he like is like from like a really long ass time ago, and he's like talking about like he's I forget exactly what he said, but he's talking about how he had 37 wives, and he was like all of my 37 wives, he's like they all left me. He's like it was sad because I really liked 35 of them. I don't know.
It's
It's
pretty
just
funny.
it's hella funny. You should check it out. It's I don't know why, but it fucking gets me. I like the way they talk too, because they talk like they talk like fucking like stereotypical vampires. Like they have like the old medieval kind of the way they talk and shit. But
That was good.
there's this one they actually use it as a trailer, and it made me laugh. But they use it as one of the advertisements for the show, where he's talking about he likes this girl at this gym that he goes to, and he was like, she is he's like she's a nice girl. He's like, but it's been so long. He's like, when I was alive, he's like I would just walk up to girl and go, he's like I would just ride up to a girl and go, hey, get on John, and he's like John was my horse, and there's like a he has like a painting of him and his horse, him on his horse, and he was like that was called dating. It's like, it's a funny ass show. You gotta check it out. I don't know. This shit makes it's the third season is still going on, and it's fucking hilarious. I watched all fucking three seasons in like a week. Like it was, or maybe even over the weekend or something. I don't know. We binged the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I watched that Daybreakers show in 2 days, and it was 10 episodes, and each 40 minutes long.
What's the Daybreaker one? That's fucking.
It's I mean, it's funny if you like cheesy teenager shit, I guess.
I don't at all. I hate that shit.
And, well, I mean, it's not always like that, but I mean, they're all teenagers. It's apocalypse where
It's an anime, right?
no, it's a live action show. It's real people.
Oh, really? You rarely watch those.
Yeah. What?
I said you rarely watch those.
Yeah, but this one was good. It caught my eye because it's kind of funny. This whole concept. It's like a lighthearted apocalyptic show about a kid that his whole goal is to find this girl that he loves called Sam, and then it's you know I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you watch it, but there is a twist at the end that's kind of like a woke, fucking kind of funny little teenager thing. It does make sense at the end, but bombs go off, and all of a sudden, they all just 6 months later, and they know like all the adults are dead. There's only kids from from like 18 and lower, and they all have their different tribes. The cheerleaders, all these people called the cheermazons, and they just look like Amazon chicks, but they're cheerleaders, whatever.
I think I know
They look,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, the jocks have their own kingdom. Well, they just look like Mad Max fucks.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
And
know.
people are geeks and stuff, and it's just a funny little show. That he just him going through this whole crazy apocalyptic world, and I already explained the ghoulies to you that are there. But it's kind of a funny scene because he gets bit by one, and then he puts a fucking he wraps his arm around, he starts hitting his fucking arm trying to cut it off, really going after it, but the blade's not that sharp, so he's fucking like just whacking at it. Then he misses and he cuts off his finger, and then this girl walks in that he used to babysit. That's kind of a pyro girl. That's kind of crazy. She goes like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "A ghoulie bit my hand, and I don't want to turn into a ghoulie." She's like, "They're not fucking zombies." She pulled up her hand, and then she had bite marks everywhere. And she's like, "Oh, if I would have came here earlier, maybe you would have lost a fucking finger." Like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just called Daybreak, but yeah, it's
oh,
you're terrible at names. You get just part of it right to be like enough, but then like I was at to Google
Daybreaker
it.
sounds cooler though, but whatever.
But yeah, I know I watched that a while ago. I wonder if there's a new season actually because did you watch the ending?
Yeah, where she became the queen and shit.
Yeah, where she was
Yeah,
just like using him
he's like, you wanted me
basically.
to live in a fucking cottage with you. You did not know me.
Yeah.
Love me with you.
Yeah. I liked how they
I was
made
all
the
ready for them to have like their love too and shit, so I was a little disappointed when they didn't end up having it. But then I was like, it does make sense. It was really antiquated that he was gonna go save her and shit. And then I was watching him as you see more verse time. I'm like, this bitch doesn't need saving at all. She's growing crops prosperously in this fucking crazy ground, and like I was like, she don't need help at all. Like, so it was like an antiquated thing where it's like,
yeah.
but of course they do that tired topic though of like when she was and they did a little flashback of her when he fucks her and shit, and when they break up the same time, the same day, I guess. But she tells him, she's like, how come? Because he did that classic guy thing where it's like, you're pretty experienced. How many dudes have you fucked? And she was like 22, or was it 32, or was it 40? Like just fucking with him because like, why does it fucking matter and shit? Which I get, yeah, shouldn't matter. All I was thinking that scene is like, dude, you have such a great opportunity right now. Your first time is gonna be with an experienced chick, where she can just take the wheels and you can have an awesome sex night. Like you don't want two fucking bumbling idiots that don't really know how to fuck just to try to fuck. That'd be such a terrible like sex experience.
I liked how they made. What did they call the dude? Remember, he was like he's the black kid that dressed up like a samurai.
Wesley,
No, but what did he call himself? He called himself like.
he just called himself a Ronin.
Oh, that's right. Around. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was more elaborate than that. I thought it was
He did
like.
look cool though. He was cool with that sword though. He was dope. And but back, I'm trying to get to the entire topic. She said like, how come when a girl sleeps around and just has sex with everyone, she's shamed as a slut or whatever. But when you do it, you look like a stud. And, of course, you didn't have nothing to say about that because just life in their what do they call it, double. What's the phrase?
Double standard.
Double standard. So I'm like, shit, man. I just thought of this though. I'm like, fucking it. You can go the other way with it too, though. A girl that doesn't have sex is considered a fucking princess, when a guy that does it is considered an outcast and a fucking weirdo. It's like, why? Why isn't he fucking? He must be weird and gross. Like what? Like,
Yeah.
like what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah. Double standards always go two ways, but yeah, it's I don't know.
so he's
That's
like,
some high
he
school
was
bullshit
like a
though,
little.
because once you become an adult, you don't give a shit how many sexual partners you're, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
just a
some
high
people
school
might, but
insecurity shit.
some people might
But
care,
like,
but I definitely don't.
well, he did end up not caring about it after. Like, he didn't give a shit. But yeah, it was a good show, man. It just it reminded me of the similarities of fucking my life because I'm real familiar with unrequited love. You know,
What
like you
what does
think
that mean?
something of this
Unrequited?
chick and you just run. You think something of this chick and you just run with that idea and you're like, yeah, I'm doing this for love and whatnot, all that. And then she was just, and then you just get to her and she's like, you don't really know me and I don't really love you.
We don't know
Like
each other at
that
all.
was
How could we?
essentially Josh's whole situation in that whole fucking show. Like, so I was just like, at the end, I was just like, yep, I feel that. Like, I was like, I got you, Josh. So
Yeah.
I'm interested on what he's gonna do. Like, he's just gonna run the mall and shit, and because of course, the minute Sam has a problem in that area, I feel like she's gonna go try to ask Josh for help because Josh in this show, he's looking pretty fucking badass. I mean, his first day out, he just gathered a bunch of supplies and then prospered for a little bit, and then like, fuck, what was the very first thing he did that like made him survive better? I don't remember. It was something, and then he goes and after he does that something, which I don't remember, I'm drawing a blank on it. He goes over and finds where the Baron is, and then fucking fights the Baron and takes him down. Fucking rescues everyone, and then when he figures out Sam's at the high school, he goes to the high school, and then Sam fucked up, enlisted the Baron into making the bomb and shit and stuff, and he was just about to fuck the whole world. So Josh comes in with his fucking ghouly army and fights everyone, and then takes down the Baron again, and then fucking, and then his fucking right hand girl, that fucking smart, hella smart IQ fucking little girl, little 10, 11-year-old girl, deactivates the bomb with Miss Crumble and shoots it off into space. And then, so like, Josh, by every remarks, is probably a wasteland badass at this moment because people follow him because they're inspired by him and shit, and he's just been fucking just kicking ass. Just fucking,
Yeah.
and he's also the one that found Miss Crumble.
They make
Fucking
everybody kind of look like badasses in that though. Like all the kids, like especially the football players and shit.
that football player was just a muted, gay, stupid jock. Like, he just, oh, he just like he did that fucking loose Mad Max shit. But he was all right. I mean, it only got a little bit more interesting when you knew that Wesley and him had a thing and then they loved each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this dude isn't all that bad. Then he's not completely gone.
I have to
But
watch
he
it
was
again
funny.
because I found it interesting too when I watched it. And like I said, typically I'm not into like the high school shit, but that show's not really like, yeah, it's about high schoolers, but also like they kind of act older because of or they're not acting older, but they're acting like crazy. So it's like they're kind of acting like they're like not
One
kids,
of
even
them
though
is
they
they're
still
just
are
kids
kids.
who are forced to grow up too soon because of the apocalypse happened. There's no more adults, so they're all in the exact same position. I fucking love that little girl that like is a pyro fuck that just wants to burn everything, but she has a serious high Q. She made her own fucking like edible slime that had like Xanax in it and shit that she was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
she's like really
at-home thing
smart.
that she yeah
Yeah.
she's insanely smart like girl and and she's on Josh's side. She would probably fucking stick to Josh at the mall and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like there would be a strong, powerful group the day breaks. But but like but also on the other hand, Sam ain't nothing to sneeze at either. She's a phenomenal leader. She's like fucking everyone looks at her, everyone likes her. She has the same amount of charisma and like she's like so either they're both gonna fight their tribes or something, which I don't think Joshua would do because even though she doesn't love him back, I feel like he would still always love her.
Yeah.
So I just think like there's gonna be a big problem in this series that they're gonna have to work together and maybe resolve some unresolved issues that they seriously have with each other.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been
Because it
about
seems
an
like she
hour.
still likes him too, but she's more of like going off on her own, like I want to be strong and independent kind of thing. It was
You really
interesting.
like this show, huh?
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I binged it for 2 days, and I really got a whole handful of shit. It was like interesting their whole little love thing, and then just the whole ghoulies just talking funny shit, and then like And then that Eli dude was fucking funny because he was just an annoying fucking. And then they killed him because he looked like the Baron, and Hoyle stabbed him and like got him real
Oh,
good.
he
So
was the one that was like he took over the mall or whatever, and then
yeah, that was his whole
yeah,
kingdom and shit. And then he was just like talking about his girl Mavis, and he's like, I'm pretty sure Mavis is a mannequin.
yeah, and it
But then
was right.
when he kicks him out, she goes up to the ceiling, and then she tells him, which I don't think, see, because when he's dying, I mean, Eli could have lied his ass off. He could have for sure just lied on his deathbed, but he was just like, nah, Mavis was a Vatican. He was just, so I feel like Mavis was someone else, man, because she didn't say normal people type of shit. Like she was like when Josh, he just kicked out Wesley and that one little girl that name escapes me, and then because he found out that he lied about Sam's death or whatever,
Yeah,
and then kicks Eli out for because Eli's just a fucker.
yeah,
But Mavis tells him like she doesn't say hi or anything. He just comes up to the ceiling and he's like Josh Wheeler, you're such a good and nice guy, and then all of a sudden, not. Like, and then she's like, hey, look, who are you? And then he takes off her mask. It's like I'm Mavis or whatever. But like she doesn't really say much. She just shows him her portrait of like her old tree thing and how each tree had a symbol of all different tribes. She's like everyone's split off different tribes, but we're all the same. We're all people, we're just lost or whatever. And then that's when like Sam went on this whole talk about how he broke up with Sam, and then they do that whole flashback episode and whatnot. So it's like mostly him just talking to her, and then he leaves and like feeling a bit better about himself or some shit. So I'm like, was Mavis even real? Is she a real person that just decided to spray paint the whole fucking top of the mall, the ceiling, the whole town and shit, or like is she like an entity, like something that's like
I
just
don't know. I haven't watched it in so long. I'd
uh,
have to watch it again to really. I don't really remember all that shit to be honest.
because you just see her, she just talks to Josh, she converses with no one else. Maybe the Eli on his deathbed said that it was just a mannequin. Like,
Yeah,
like she could have been like I don't know God or Jesus or someone or something.
God or Jesus. Yeah, any one of those.
I don't know.
But we're
I don't know.
over. We're
She was
over.
fucking like
We're over an
out
hour
of
in,
level.
so I think this is a good place to start.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good, bro.
All right, cool.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right,
Bye,
love
man.
you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.